Also thought he sounded like what's my guy with the dreads, the battle rapper from St. Louis. When they be like, "That's how you talk to your son." Hey, Big Gerald. Yes, sir. Y'all don't watch that. It's cool. Yes. I want to welcome you all to the You Wasn't Outside podcast. Tried to get through it without it. I want to welcome you all to the You Wasn't Outside podcast on the Grown Folks Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts that doing the most normal ass Carl to my front. I have my man at Just Lex.
Normal ass Carl and Just Lex.
I don't know where the hell Jay is. She said she was going to be here at a certain time. But I don't like being here super late because that makes my editing long. So all our YouTube listeners who have been bearing with me, you know, because I've been like a day later than what I normally do in terms of like getting everything out. Thank you for bearing with me. But Jay should be here at some point in time today. If not, we'll catch her next week. Again, I don't pay her, you know, so if she's got something that's more important than the pod, and I'm not saying that facetiously, I'm saying that like legitimately, go ahead and take care of that. We are one in that regard. Here at Grown Folks Podcast Network, we want to make sure that all of our hosts are comfortable and they have an enjoyable experience. So we are always going to fully support them. Lex, how you been, bro? What's new?
Ooh, man. I don't know. I'm kind of out of it, man, honestly.
You tired? You know what's funny? Okay, let's do this. I asked you how you was doing, and then it reminded me of what you said when you came in here. It's like, I told you I seen an article in the news app pretty much talking about like how millennials are now becoming middle-aged. And a lot of our parents are getting older, like the boomers, they're getting sick and stuff. And then it's so expensive out here that a lot of us are juggling taking care of our parents, our kids, all of our work, daily obligations and shit. And it's like, I say all that to say, like, I see no way out of this.
All right.
Like, I think every day in the car on my way to work Monday morning, like, yo, life used to be way more simple when I was like 25, dog. Like, I would go to the gym, hit a homie up, go hang out. I don't even do that, you know? And then I'll be thinking about my boys that don't have kids. They don't have kids. And then, did you hear something? I'm tripping.
I heard something.
I don't know. I was thinking about my boys that, like, don't have kids. And then I was also thinking about, like, all my people that, like, are older and shit. It's like, yo, what do y'all do? If you was a single man right now, right? A single guy, no kids or nothing, what would your typical Saturday and Sunday look like to you? I asked my homie this yesterday. Like, what do you think your typical Saturday?
Am I in San Diego?
Yeah.
With these prices?
Yes.
Not much.
but that, like, who would you call to go out?
Oh, no, I'm probably going to do, I think.
You can't call me. I'm serious.
No, but it wouldn't be to call you to go out.
Okay. No, all it is that I have your kids temporarily do not exist right now, right. And you're a single man.
This is independent of my kids. I would still be calling my people with kids to go fellowship with them.
Yeah, that seems to be the move all the time. I've seen like that when I go to the practices or like maybe even when you have your games, you see maybe like the fine auntie or the one uncle that come up to the game.
Yeah, I've seen a couple uncles that are like, yo, you at every practice, every game. Like, yeah, it might be something like that. Like, yo, I can't really do much else right now. Go team.
Yeah.
We currently in our bye week right now.
So you ain't
got playoffs started.
Oh, okay.
We got Skyline again next week.
There you go. It's going to be a tough one.
No.
I know. I'm just being funny. I'm being funny.
It's a wrap.
But you would just be hanging out going, you know, okay, so what I would do is
I'd be on my uncle's shit.
All my homeboys that I'm really cool with, they don't live in Dago really. Like the ones that like I would go out and do those things, like you wasn't my go out friend.
Right.
Right. You was the, all right, I'm going to chill for the weekend. Let me get caught up or whatever the fuck. You always got some shit going on now that I think about it. I was like, yo, like, let me get caught up with him and see what the fuck's going on.
Oh, yeah.
And then going from there. But all my going out friends all got kids and shit now or relationships.
I've had
going.
2 different people hit me today, or throughout the weekend. Like, yo, I was going to call you, but I realized I only had 20 minutes and I know that ain't enough for you.
Yeah, that no. That's why I be telling people. I'm like, look, man, with him, if you don't, and there's times, see, I'm the one that reaches out probably the most. I gotta be up there Because I talk to you every week.
I mean, up there, yeah, sure.
I talk to you the most out of everybody. So that's why I don't hit you up during the week, because I'm like, whatever it is, I got to let it fester, and then we talk. Yeah, fester is a word for that. I got to let it fester.
I ain't going to say it on the mic. Damn, would have been a good one, though.
What you mean?
I'm going to do an off-mic joke. I'll do it later.
Oh, okay. It's going to get me in trouble?
Maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, say that.
I don't want to snitch on you.
That don't even matter. Even when you say it like that, like, I got to defend this later. Oh, shout out to my baby. Yeah, anniversary's coming up. This is year 2 of being married. I want to say we got married in 2022. Yeah. 2 years. I become that guy. But yeah, our anniversary's this Tuesday, man. So if you listen to us, on this Tuesday, and my girl, I ain't gonna shout her out or nothing on here because y'all be doing weird shit. People in general, yeah, man. I like to stalk people too, so I expect people to do the same thing.
Yeah, like I said, man, I'm for today anyway. I'm just done with humans.
Yeah,
I'm over it.
Good thing, I'm like a low risk to your mental health overall.
It was like I was like,
have I ever been high risk to you?
High risk?
Yeah.
Not really.
No?
I don't think none of my homies have been like high risk.
Yeah, because I don't go out of my way. Now, in the other fashion that I can think of where it is high risk, there's nothing I can do about that.
It's more like, I think what it is I think I'm in like this two week-ish slump. And so all the extra shit is kind of adding to it. And it's like, I'm not in the slump because of this, but this ain't helping. And so I'm like, I'm keeping it pushing, but it's like, I just be over it real quick throughout the day. And I'll be like, all right, it's going to be one of them days I'm going through the motions.
Right. I feel you, because that's how I feel. Like, I'm on day 9 of this leak situation. Dude keep coming and read it every day. Like, man, it's just...
It's moving.
This motherfucker just be putting that little beater there. That shit still be saying 98. I'm like, God damn. And I got to wait until the insurance approves her shit so they at least start on her side. I found out that, like, if you got a shared wall, let me tell y'all, if y'all want to buy a house, don't buy a shared wall. Right? Now, if you tell me the price is high and you still go do it later on, just know I tried to warn you. Right? So we live in a townhouse, but, like, the insurance, you got to look at the HOA bylaws and shit like that, how that works. And then number 2, if they have a spontaneous pipe burst, they're going to call it an act of God. And you as a person that gets your shit flooded.
The act of God, the HOA loopholes.
They be trying to get you. Act of God. The thing is about this one in particular, I know it ain't an act of God. And I got proof that it ain't an act of God. So much proof that, like, I had a plumber come out to my house a month before. And then I had to buy a dryer because I thought that the water was leaking from when he was doing it, because the way that our walls is set up or whatever upstairs, like, I thought it was coming down. So no, lo and behold, this leak has been happening for like a month now. And she just never caught it in her house. So I got all my receipts, and so I sent it off to the insurance company, and they getting real slow to respond now. I noticed that each response has been slower. And I was like, I'll take her as a small claims court if I need to. I don't care if she my neighbor.
Hey, so when I found out about that act of God shit, this is how weird my brain works, right? I had always thought about how the insurance companies would be freaking out if they were inside one of those, like, Marvel movies.
Yeah, what do you mean?
When, like, the shit hits the fan and all of New York gets destroyed.
Oh, that's a weird thing to think about in the movie.
Like, yo, this
that's
is like...
what you think about in the movies?
This is like $10 trillion worth of damage. Right?
It's gotta be hard being you.
But yeah, hey, real shit. Sometimes
real shit.
I don't like it.
Now you fucked up every movie.
Now I'm sitting here looking at it like, yo, if I was
if I was the city of New York, I'd sue Spider-Man.
Man, and then you look at the HOA, it's like, yay, man, I didn't know there was a fucking third dimension and Thor would come out and just, that's the act of God right there. You know what I mean? I'm not paying for this shit.
That's stupid.
Wild times.
Oh,
no,
man.
But the thing is, I've been thinking about that shit since I was like too young. Like, who
before
gonna clean?
You even had a house?
Yeah, like, who gonna clean all this shit up?
That's crazy. Who gonna clean this up? It's crazy. I thought of that, but I've never thought like, damn, that's an insurance nightmare.
Yeah.
What the fuck is... That's why you gotta keep your white friends handy. He told me about per count. That per count thing. Now when I buy people diapers, they gotta come from Costco.
Word.
You gotta check. So basically, if you check
like
the back of, tell people so they can know this. Which is crazy because we see it every day. We just didn't know what the fuck
Right, so-
PERCT meant.
So most people shop and they look at the price tag, and the price tag is yellow, white, whatever it is. If you look, there's usually another tag right next to it, right up under it, and it'll have some different numbers to it. And that's usually the per count, right? So a lot of stuff is per ounce or each, something like that. And so that's how I shop. So sometimes you'd be like, oh, I paid $2 for this. I'm like, well, you technically paid 25 cents per whatever. Yeah, I paid $10, but I bought it in bulk, and my shit's only 19 cents each.
So basically, let me give it to you in layman terms, because it took him about 20 minutes to explain this shit to me, right? There's an easier way of explaining it, though. When you go to Target and you buy a box of Huggies or whatever for fucking, let's say, $35, and they only give you 40 of them, per count, the division ain't adding up.
It's almost $1 a diaper.
But you can go to Costco, get the same thing for $45, but get 193 diapers that'll last you 3 weeks. So once I did that, we got the Costco card, and I ain't never looked back since.
Hey, over a lifetime, that's some thousands they be adding up. I need that.
Absolutely. Shout out to a few of my co-workers and my boy Duran. He had his second child, Zaire.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody having kids, man. Hey, look, when the second one came, his tone changed. Like, I can hear it in him.
He defeated. He's
Just
like,
tired.
it's a
Yeah.
wrap.
When I call him, hey, it was good. Now, that's usually his tone, but it's a little more
sounded
drawn
like,
out.
yeah, that sounded like me when I woke up from that Mary Birch cot.
Yeah. You just knew, like, hey, man, it's
What's up,
done.
y'all?
It's done. So, all right, hit my hand class, man. Let's get into it. Look, she ain't here. I thought I was going to save this one, man, but I got to go through with it now, man. Got to go through with it
This
now.
is at 8:30. I'm glad we technically waited for different reasons.
Yeah. If your job asked you to do something you didn't believe in, would you do it?
Well, you sure did ask about that last
I
week.
did, and you sure didn't think about it.
I would like to
Deshaun
say... I would like to say no. I would like to think my principles are stronger than that.
So if they ask
Especially my job, I ain't doing shit for them.
okay, I like that. As long as it's like within the employee handbook, you'll do it, right?
Right? I mean, I can't think of what they would ask me to do. Yeah, but if I agreed with it, yeah, I'll do it. But if it's something that I'm like, ooh, nah, I ain't fucking with that.
Now here's the thing. The reason why I had this as a trick question is because I found this interesting when I looked this up. Yeah, she high as hell too, or she get high. We watching cops again in the background. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Oh, I just realized they keep looking back and they pan into that fucking
Dude,
truck.
she
How the
gone,
fuck
man.
did it
When
get in
your
the
nails
river?
is dirty like that and your hair is dirty, look, there's a specific city in San Diego that has this look that I'm not going to say anything about, but you know what I'm talking about. When Brownsburg High School in Indiana started requiring teachers to use transgender students' preferred first names and pronouns in 2017, music teacher John objected. I ain't going to say his full name. John is a Christian and rejects the idea that someone can change genders. The school initially accommodated John's request for a workaround. He would call all the students by their last names.
Military shit.
But after some students complained, he left the school in 2018. But now, so I don't have to go too far in this. He wanted his job back. Now, here's the thing. I feel that if you truly believe in something and you are not going out of your way to harm someone and you are trying to find a mediation point, that you should be allowed to do whatever the fuck you want to do. This is why I don't get mad at Trump supporters. This is why I don't get mad at the LGBTQ plus community. This is why I don't get mad at the straights, as they like to call them, right? I don't get mad at anyone because if you truly believe in something, we live in the land of the free. Now, here's the thing. I'm not a pronoun guy. I'm not gonna put him, and his in my email thing, right? But I would support you, whoever you are, at that point in time. I still run into those problems, right? Where it's like, yo, I don't know if people want to be addressed by their pronouns or not. So I try to learn their name. It makes it hard because in simple conversation, I can be like, hey, what's up, brother? But you might identify as a sister. You know what I mean? Hey, I don't say what's up, sister. That we pass those times. But I'll be like, hey, miss. You know what I mean?
Hey, ma.
And that'll get you in trouble. And so what I typically do is call signs. Hey, Hey, I saw you the other day. You see what I'm saying? Like little things like that to kind of get away from that, because I feel like we've made the art of conversation and of not knowing like so bad.
Yeah, I think, on a smaller scale, I think I do this. I think I'm going a step back on that question, but like, I think one of the big things that when people think about me with the narrative is like the green man shit, right? So I'll literally won't. I remember getting into an argument some years back because I wouldn't take the car to the car wash.
Yeah.
Because I was supporting the drought. I don't do that. It wasn't about being cheap necessarily. It's just more of like, yo, we in a drought. I don't need my car.
Are we still in a drought?
Right now, it's been going back and forth for a couple years.
You're one of those where it's like, yo, like you was crying wolf, but now when we got the water, it was like, yo.
No, it's been going back and forth. So it's
Okay.
like we're not out the woods, and we're never gonna be out the woods. But
so,
and I got to argue like, hey, if you want the car wash, you have to take it. Like, I'm not gonna yell at you for getting your car washed, but I can't do it. I'm not gonna do it. The same way, hey, if you want this laundry done
even
right
if
right
your
now,
funds were going to do it,
well, I don't want my funds going to do it either. But in a certain context, if I'm running a major appliance, it's gonna be in the off-peak hours, not because I'm cheap, because it's better on the grid and everything else.
right?
And so, yeah, I'll stand on that, and it'll be like a petty ass argument. But yeah, I'm gonna do it.
You got something on there? I think it's your phone.
Can't be me.
I don't know what it is.
But I don't hear it no more.
I do. There it is. All right.
Did you pause?
Nah, we're
Oh,
good.
yeah.
We're good.
Other than that, I mean, hey, if my man, yeah, like you said, even if I don't agree with it, my man stand on it and losing his job, hey.
Yeah, I mean, if that's a part of his like beliefs, and you know what, it's hard being white, right? You're the first you're the first
Hey.
white man I ever heard say this. Like being middle class white. Let me fix that. It's hard being middle class white because I can only imagine, right? Like, hey, look, I had nothing to do with slavery. Matter of fact, my grandfather was with we at that time now. My grandfather was with the Panthers. Back then, like he fought for everything. Or
No, yeah, I got my whole Irish spiel about being on the front lines.
Yeah,
but
yeah. It's all good.
I get kind of.
But you could be Muslim and wear your hijab to work. You get what I'm saying? No, I'm serious though. But as soon as you say anything white and Christian, fam, we automatically write off. I do too. Let me not fake it.
No, yeah.
I understand it's hard to be white, but I
Me
don't
as
give
well.
a fuck.
I participate in the writing off,
Yeah.
while also complaining like, man, this shit a little tougher than I thought it was gonna be.
That's real.
No, I laugh because where I'm at right now, there's a cluster of Muslims, right?
Yeah.
And so yesterday I'm walking, and Zeke's like, he's 6. He's like, Dad, why is there so many of those people that live over here? I was like, what
That's
people?
how you know you was living in that.
I said, what people you talking about? He's like,
Hell, this is the best thing that ever happened for him.
he said, they're all wearing hoodies. I said, oh, those aren't hoodies, my man, but we'll get there. Let's talk about it when we get over here.
Shit, you would have never had this conversation because the Indians in your neighborhood, they like, look, we got a little bread. We're a little different from our traditions, but yeah, that's funny. That's funny. That's the funny shit. I'm glad. You knew I was gonna have fun with that one. You knew it because
I have fun with it.
I'm back to the hood poppy. Bring them back. Bring them back. All right, just wanted to make sure of that. I honestly think that bro should be able to live his life. He calling them by their last names. That's cool. I've had teachers do that. That's a black thing too. Mr. Thorpe, come on in. All right, I'm coming in. That's just the thing. But as long as you don't put the little Mister on there, I guess you'll be all right. Hey, what movies would you say that you watched as a kid that helped shape your childhood? Like, just think of all the like the movies that came on that were just like even with commercials that you would sit through them. The Matrix is one of them for me. That's what I'm saying.
That's TV movies versus movies, period.
Yeah, well, that's what TV movies. Yeah. This era is weird. Like the movie going experience is a lot different. I think that our generation was the last generation to really like.
But we have VHSs, So that's what I mean. There's movies that I watch all the time, but not movies that I don't watch on TV.
Like if it came on right now with commercials and you had a spare 4 hours.
Oh, Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Yeah, that is one. You're right. Hey, I didn't even think about that one.
Shawshank Redemption. Every time.
Anything with Nicolas Cage. Yeah, man.
No.
What's the Con Air? I'm watching Con Air all day.
Okay.
yeah. Don't shit on me.
I'm not.
All right.
I respect you.
What else? Any Jet Li movie.
Okay.
That's another one. Rush Hour. Mm-hmm. Gotta watch Rush Hour. Friday too. Friday is up there.
That's the one I was thinking about. That I'm never watching that on TV.
For real?
Never.
Yeah, I'm not.
The edit is too crazy for me. It's too crazy.
On all of them too. Every single Friday has a wild edit to it. I'm trying to think what else that I had. Shit, you know what? I ain't even front with you, man. Like if a Nickelodeon like Gooey show came on.
A Gooey show?
Yeah, even post watching the doc, I probably still watch it though. Like I don't.
Hey man, this man knew what he was doing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he got talent. He's got talent. What else? What else do we got on top of that list? Oh man, I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. But I was just thinking like that randomly because now, like when you watch TV, man, it's all those like little health commercials that come on, and that shit, like to me, for a guy that's becoming middle aged, like getting closer to it. You
start paying more attention?
Yeah, man, I don't got.
Hey, I recognize that side effect.
Or if I, like, exactly. But I just feel like, all these commercials and shit, I was like, I can't sit through it. And I've also changed a little bit. But there's certain ones that I will watch, though. Oh, Jackie Chan, too. Old Karate Kid, I'm watching that, too.
I'm trying to think of the movies, at least in our region, that, like, come on. Like, I think about, like...
Do you fuck with Brendan Fraser, or was that just me? I felt like he had a hot time.
Like, TNT movies, they have this rotation where it just be on all the time.
What about The Mummy?
Yeah, I fuck with The Mummy.
Yeah, I'd watch that, too. Even The Scorpion King, like watching that now... Yeah, I was like,
I stop at number 2.
I was like, the graphics on there is shitty. I thought you used to think that was grade A back in the day.
Hey.
Like I looked at the little mummy, I was like, he's trash. Like fam, there's nothing about that. Oh, Jurassic Park. I have to catch it in the beginning though.
Yeah, some of these movies it don't matter. Like I'm gonna watch it from the middle on.
Yeah.
But those are specific TV movies. Like I would put Friday, you said Shape Your Childhood. I wasn't watching a lot of movies on TV outside of like Disney Channel originals and, maybe some TV movies. Mostly like I had a bunch of VHSs.
You know what? And when I thought about it, I was like, what killed this era? Access. Just having access to like you said. So that's what you were saying with the VHSs, right? Like it was a finite amount of VHSs we had to watch at that point versus you can go on streaming. See, like even Netflix being able to be delivered to your home in that little disc thing, that changed everything. I remember going to Blockbuster on Friday nights. God damn it, bro. That was like 20-something, maybe 28 years ago, bro. And like to me, that feels like a lifetime ago. Matter of fact, we used to go to the Blockbuster right across the street from Southwestern College because that's where we lived at. There was one right there. You remember that one?
No, I only went to the one by the McDonald's down there in Spring Valley. It's a PetSmart now, I think.
Oh, there was a Blockbuster right there. You're right.
Yeah, right by the...
See, I didn't live over here at that time. I didn't get here until I was like 10. Damn, I forgot all about that. And renting games. Right? I remember renting games. Like, my mom and dad would go get a movie, and I'd rent a game or whatever. Like, now, again, there's nowhere you... I mean, you could do the little PlayStation store or whatever and get a game for a month if you have, like, the internet or whatever package. But other than that, yeah. Damn, man, I forgot all about that. Shit. What else do I want to go over here today? How many people? We go. Okay, here we go. This is the big one. Okay, I gotta shape this. It works a little different when she's here, but if you see your man's or a girl that you know, and they obviously not with somebody they're not supposed to be with, but they got a relationship with somebody that you know. Let's say not even one of your best friends, just somebody you cool with, right? You telling on them?
I know the girl.
You know the girl or the man.
Or I only know the dude who I'm supposed to be
you
telling.
Just see somebody out, girl or man. but you know who their significant other is, and you cool with them. Not to the point where you breaking bread. Matter of fact, they were the last ones you invited to the house party. But you're not really close to that group. You already know the first 10 people you think of are the ones you really fuck with. The other fillers you have in the house party or whatever, those are the ones, like, for example.
It sound like none of my business.
I know. At what point do you, like, how many people do you think you would actually tell on?
Not many.
Count. I want you to count right now.
Man, well, maybe be more than I'm thinking, but it.
1, 2. Shit, everybody in our group chat, that's about 6 guys right there. We've been close enough to where if I hold on to that information for too long, I'm going to get looked at in a way. All my cool friends too, so that's about 11.
Shit, I had an issue because of that.
For real?
Yeah, because it involved someone else I wouldn't have told on, and they clashed. And
Tell me what happened without
I told
going
this
into
story
detail.
years ago.
On here?
Yeah.
We got new listeners.
Well, story kind of long, but
then you ain't just get to the hot part.
It involved two of, like, I get, for lack of a better term, let's just call it two of my top MySpace 8s.
And you didn't say nothing?
Well, I wanted to give.
Oh, this is the one with the wedding?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Still ain't said shit about that one.
You ain't shit.
No. My mans started dating my man's baby cousin and my other man's baby sister.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not a good idea.
Because I do remember that.
We've been around this family way too long. She's basically my little cousin, and I've been around. You've been around
in that regard,
since she was
because
born.
I remember that story. You don't have, because that wasn't 2 years ago. That was like literally like maybe about a year ago. But because I remember that story, you were wrong in that.
No, for sure.
Also,
I should have never
can't be
gave
trusted
him
because who you did that with, that is like a solid friend for you.
a solid friend.
Yeah.
But I'm saying is, it's like my.
What do you think? Why do you say it's none of your business? That's why that's what I'm way more invested in.
Oh, with the people I don't know that much?
Like, the reason why I say it's none of my business is because I don't want to deal with the extra added bullshit that goes there versus the preserving the relationship.
It's extra added shit, and it's like, hey, if I don't know you like that, I don't know how y'all get down, maybe. I don't know how. And so now I'm just inserting myself, trying to stir the pot for what? Maybe she or he knows what's going on.
You should do a seminar for all white people.
Maybe this out of context what I'm seeing right now. I ain't got time for all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, well, because to me, it's the phone calls too, right? The calls and following up and corroborating stories and shit. And it's like, fam, you know what? You should have seen this coming your own damn self. Because here's the other thing. People just be blind to certain shit. And if you blind to certain shit, fine, just go be blind. But you know what I mean? I probably necessarily wouldn't deal with whatever you put up with, but you may. But it's like, to me, it's really a timing thing. I had to think about that. This whole thing about us growing and shit like that. We've had someone sit in this chair who, like in a bat of an eye, I said, yo, I just can't do it. And I have not thought about that moment until today, where I was like, damn, I really just let that go. But then again, it was like, I didn't have the time to manifest it or even fix it. You know what I mean? And so I feel the same way about, like, getting involved in other people's shit because, and that's gotten me in trouble, right? With certain individuals in the past that we know. And it's like, well, fam, what else can I do? If the shoe was on the other foot, I can't even expect y'all to give me that same level of support. It's just not going to happen, right? If I called you and I said, Lex, even though I know we're childhood friends and we've been through a lot, right? But if I call you, what days is practice on?
Football practice?
Yeah.
Tuesday through Thursday.
Okay, so if I called you on Tuesday at 5:45 and said, hey, man, I need you to come pick me up, I have to have a really compelling reason for you to miss practice.
Well, yes.
Yeah. Like, if I just said, hey, my car broke down, you would ask me, hey, you didn't follow up with someone else who's responsible for you? You get what I'm saying?
Let me know when you stranded.
Yeah. Like you called everyone in your book.
Yeah.
And same reason why, like, barely you asked me for certain things. I don't think I've ever seen you, well, I have. I don't think I fuck with you, though, Monday through Thursday between the hour, anytime. We're not Monday through Thursday friends. So, with that being said, so I don't stray too far away, we're fucking here for convenience. I know it's sad to say that shit, but That's where we at. But I'm saying all that because it's like, bro, some people expect more out of you than what the reality is. Yeah, we might be friends. That's true. But we're friends to a degree, especially if I have kids in the family and all this other shit. So therefore, because I'm looking out for them, I'm not going to go snooping around in your shit. Because whatever time that you're asking me to pull away, I just can't invest in that. I've never been with that. Like, oh, you ain't the homie or whatever. No, you're saying that for selfish reasons. If you was really my friend, no. My wife was telling me a story about someone we know. And they've been having some issues, right, within their own little relationship, and I'm trying to say this in a way to where it doesn't like I don't cross any boundaries. But they had a conversation, right, and when she was telling me about like the conversation that they had, I was like, man, you know what's funny? Like I would have never invested that much energy at my age right now in the things that you're talking about, because there's certain red flags here that are going on that people are ignoring that I would just say, oh, that's crazy.
But you can't discount that the average person, they live for that type of stuff. I mean, you work in the government too, so you know, stranger to like a government office, it's just like height. There be some old ass people that just live for the tiniest amount of drama because they ain't got shit else to think about.
That's true.
Shit else going on at home, outside life. So they're just like, hey, whatever the tea is, let me just see if I can make it more than what it is.
Is this the guy you was talking about that everyone likes watching now?
Likes watching now? I wouldn't say that.
Who's the guy you brought up last week?
That's
just social media guy, like an entertainer or whatever. White dude. I don't know. We'll talk about that. I'll figure it out. Because if not, I'll be in here thinking hard as hell. I mean, yeah, I know that people live for that shit and whatnot, man. But it's like, I don't have to participate, though.
Right. But what I'm saying is, everyone else, so you might not understand it, but the average person, they are going to be like, oh, I see you, I'm going to just dip my toe in y'all shit that? Just because I got it.
It's funny you said that. 10 years ago when I started my job, there was a lot of messiness around the older people that were there at the time. And now I'm probably about 5 or 6 years removed from the age that they were at when I started. But now 10 years like at that job, in hindsight, I'm like, yo, y'all must have been really fucking miserable.
Miserable?
Because
bored.
I don't even participate in that shit. Matter of fact, I be in and out. My conversations, because I'm someone's boss or I'm people's boss, right? People don't fuck with me the same way. And I'm okay with that. But I don't even try to be cool with them. Like, if you invite me to happy hour, they already know. Like, they be like, oh, Carlise, you probably not going to come on. Hey, you didn't have to ask, big dog.
Can't hang out with the subordinates.
I'm not going.
The pamphlet.
Shit, even with my equals. I mean, like, look, man, I see y'all enough. I don't see my family enough. So in my mind, it's like, man, I don't really be fucking with y'all like that. Because there's always some shit going on that I'm not really invested in. And my shit's like a running clock. Soon as I get up, I'm on the time limit of what time I'm going to get back to the house. That's it. Like, my job, I tell people, it's a tool, man. Like, if you told me to sit up here and care more than what I actually do, then I would think that would be poor separation. You know what I mean? Like, I do all the shit that I do outside of work just to get me here. But either way, I'm not getting involved in OPP. Shout out to Naughty by Nature. Yeah, there you go. I went old with you. Hit my hand claps. Sound kind of low, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Read them and weep. Am I in the wrong for wanting alone time with my partner? Oh, this one. I should have been honest with you from the start. I meant to send this to you earlier. So, this is going to be a hot button issue that we've had like off mic in returns of like conversations that we've had of like situations that have come up and over our period of time, that I thought that just in case, I was like, we going to stir the pot. Am I in the wrong for wanting alone time with my partner of over a year on my birthday without his son? You gotta chill. You gotta chill. Dude, that's why I said it, because that first line was crazy. My partner and I have been friends for over 5 years and began dating last year. He has a family trip planned that he committed to before we started our relationship, and he will be away for 2 weeks. Originally, he was to return 2 days prior to my birthday. Unfortunately, he changed his return flight for an event and will now arrive back on my birthday. I expressed my disappointment as I was looking forward to spending my birthday together. While I always go the extra mile for his birthdays, he tends to keep things simple for me, which I respect, but I really value celebrating my birthday with him. Today he mentioned that I shouldn't be disappointed because we get to spend half of my birthday together because his flight arrives in the afternoon. He plans to pick up his son from his mom and then come for me in the evening. I mentioned that although I don't have any concrete plans, I might prefer to celebrate just the two of us without his kids. Am I in the wrong for feeling this way?
Feeling that way? No.
Okay. What is she in the wrong for? Because I
expecting.
Look at the energy you're giving me right now. Go ahead. I'm ready. Go ahead. I'm ready. I'm not going to cut you off again.
She's just wrong for expecting anything different. You can't, because at the end of the day, it's going to be a human thought. You're not wrong for thinking that. It's like, oh, it's okay that you think that. But there's no way that you can really spin it to where he's going to look wrong in my eyes.
I'm gonna be real. The unwritten rules that women put on us, right? One of those things is checking in. Now, as an only child myself, I have struggled with that for a very long time, right? In terms of like checking in with women, seeing where they're at and what they're thinking. Because what I've learned is as I've gotten older, that the things that I thought they were thinking, I was absolutely wrong on. So, being that it's her birthday, if I was him, I would have checked in with her on what she wanted to do. Especially if we've been together for a year. Number two, I personally don't like spending like major things, like for example, our anniversary is coming up, and I asked my wife, I was like, well, it's on Tuesday. Kids got practice. Let's make time for it somehow. I got an obligation that I have to hit too, but we can go over the weekend. But more than likely, our kids are going to have to go. I know that it's a different experience if they go. This dude is already leaving his kids with his mom. He could have just left the kids there for another 4 or 5 hours and spent some alone time with her.
You don't know that?
Why not? Here's the thing, and again, we're just potting, but he don't need to be in a relationship then.
You're right. But what I'm saying, you're also asking the mom to do a favor for her.
After a year, I feel like she should have command a little bit of respect, though.
Sounds like an expectation.
It is an expectation, right? But it's not unreasonable.
It has nothing to do with respect. It's like, yo, this little bad motherfucker I've been with all this time, and now I'm really trying to get away, and now you want an extra 4 or 5 hours? Fuck out of here.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If I go all out, and then on your birthday, for example, she says she go all out. Now, that's her choice, right? I know the man answer to that, right? That is her choice. But you would think if you want the relationship to manifest and grow or whatever, bro, you would invest into it also on your behalf. Men fall in problems, the ones that I've run into over time based on how much they invest. I've looked at every single guy that I've known at their relationship, and I've always tried to do the opposite. For real. I try to take my wife out when I go do things and shit like that. Not saying that man time isn't important or whatever, but if there's dead air time, I've been on trips, bro, where all we do is go to a day party and then go to a club. And then after a while of doing that shit, I was like, yo, this is trash. Like, I'd rather go do something else. I'd rather go look at a golf course, go shopping, something like that. So, like, I noticed that, like, when I started bringing my wife to certain events, like, she don't always like going out to the club and shit. Like, when we first started dating, when she was just my girlfriend at the time, I was like, yo, I'm having way more fun with her doing other shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, back when we weren't together, you know, the women was cool. But as I've gotten older, shit ain't dope anymore. So it's like, yo, what other things can I do? I think that in this situation right here, bro, you got to have the wherewithal. Because if you keep going down this route, there is going to be built-in resentment. Now, again, based on expectations like you said, but at the same token, you should be able to have some flexibility, especially on a birthday.
I feel you. And it might not be every birthday, but this specific birthday, like, you know, obviously there's more details we don't know. I just know as someone who's been in this situation, so to speak, not necessarily this exact one, but like it really comes down to where it's just where I'm nipping all expectations in the bud as quick as possible. Hey, I'm never going to say no to spending extra time with my kids.
Right.
And I don't care if it's a couple hours. And I understand that might be a problem. And if that's a problem, cool.
You know, the other thing that makes this hard too, man, is that I feel like I see men will date women who have kids as long as the dad is absent. Like, I don't see very many men trying to navigate through, like, now it happens, but I don't see that a high clip. But most men try to date women where the dad is not involved with the kids. It's pretty sick, too.
I can understand that.
Right, I can understand it, too. But the other side of it is, too, though, but I've seen women date men with kids, and they may be, like, single or whatever, or single women with no kids date men with kids. And I'm like, yo, if these men are in their kids' lives,
it's gonna be tough.
You're signing up for a ride, right? Because now I feel like our generation, we're really dope at being active fathers. And this goes into a little bit of what I was talking about last week, where it's like a lot of us won't leave our kids alone and go do shit, right? Like, oh, I'm going down the street. Like, no, you're not. Like, what the fuck you talking about, right? So when you're constantly like in a position where you have to supervise your kids, or like being in a position where they're being just supervised in general, that's less alone time you get with other people. I was talking to this girl I know a few months back, or she's not a girl, it's a woman. I was talking to this woman that I know, and she was like, yeah, like when my dad, her mom had passed away, and then her dad was taking care of her full time. And basically, like, she was like, my dad never dated. And I was like, fuck, man, I don't know a life like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like if I can live a life as a single father and not date or have a little bit of time for myself. But then again, it's like, well, fuck. Like, if all my resources was gone, how the fuck am I going to get outside and go do things on my own?
Hey, I mean, you about to find out through me.
But see, you've been in your situation for some time now. How do you navigate?
I'm saying, like,
or how do you even feel about it?
Exactly what I was talking about with this whole thing. It's more like, hey, I understand the other side, the frustration of, hey, I do all this. It'd be nice if this can happen. And most of the time, like, I agree.
Yeah.
100%. But again, I'm never going to turn down the extra time. And it becomes, and that's why I understand on the other side where it's like, oh, dudes try to date women with kids that the dad's absent. Because you don't got to deal with that third party.
Right.
It's just kind of like, all right, and just see how can I fit in. But that third party, you know, through no fault of their own, a lot of times, it definitely just, it changes things.
Oh, I forgot about that. There's something I got to tell you off mic that I want to ask you. I can't say it on here. I want to, though. But I can't say it on here. It's one of the wildest shit that I've ever heard. But it's too close. It's too close to home. And I was gonna ask you, what would you do in this situation? I've been going around asking all my closest friends. So remind me that I have to ask you that. Yeah, man. I just don't think that. Here's the thing. It's a difficult situation. A lot of people need patience. You also have to know what you're signing up for. He's gonna come with excuses. Kids get sick. They got games. They got other family events and shit like that you got to go to. Getting award ceremonies, all kind of shit, bro.
And that's what I mean. So in doing that, and the schedule that I've been had, and I can kind of foresee based on their age bracket, I don't see it slowing down anytime soon, which makes it seem like, oh shit, maybe I got to be dolo for a long time and be okay with that. I think I'm in a different place in my life to where I can accept that a lot easier. Like, with you saying, I don't know if I could do that. I think I'm closer to, like, I think I'm okay with that.
What, not dating?
Because, being in a situation where I was living this scenario, and she did everything possible. Like, over exceeded what you would think any one person would do in this situation.
Yeah.
Given the returned energy, the reciprocity. And it was still tough to the point where you're like, yo, you can't really ask for much more than what's happening here. And you can't really expect to find that again, to the point where you're like, hey, maybe it just ain't in the cards right now. So then it becomes, what are your priorities? Well, I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing with the kids.
Right.
But I'm also not trying to drag nobody else with me that's going to end up feeling that way or whatever, to where I'm cool, man.
This age group is so weird, man, because like I feel like right now, like with kids getting older, it's like, all right, like I probably won't cool off until 10 years from now.
That's exactly the time I say, yo, this is 10 years of go. Maybe it gets a tiny easier because once they get, maybe 5 years deeper, once their friends get there, it's like, they don't want to hang out with dad the same way because they got a friend group. But as far as like getting them places and all this other shit is cool. And
it's not like you can still have the time of your life. They still gotta get picked up from wherever they're at.
And don't let them get like bigger to where it's like, now I'm going levels up. Like, oh shit, we're going here now.
Yeah. I think, but if I look up 10 years from now, my daughter would be 16. So 12 years from now, I'd be fucking 46.
Yeah.
I don't even know, like, again, like if I had to be out here, I don't even know if my shit would still be working at 46. You know what I mean? Like,
and at that point, you ain't gonna care too much.
Yeah, what's my libido at? You know what I mean? Like I feel you now. Maybe I can see why her dad made it so long. It's funny because like when I was young, I used to value vagina. I ain't gonna even lie. Like at a high regard clip, obtaining it. You know what I mean? But somewhere down the line, like that kind of ceased for me. Like just getting busy, learning a little bit more about the world and shit. It was like, and then don't let us have these doomsday conversations. I'm really not in the mood now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, not to mention the value of vagina kind of went down over the past decade or so.
I don't know if it's that. I think, well, what I think it is more than anything, and I think women would disagree with this, but I've seen it. There is more power. Like the power dynamics, there's been more drops in the bucket for women. I'm not saying that it's equal, but the stuff that they're able to get off, I've seen some of these little, like, I've seen how these young kids interact with each other and like the whole dating it's weird out here. So bless you. Real shit. I'm grateful to be with a woman that understands my era. You know what I mean? Like I can't imagine going after some like, yo, we was at the golf course today, and one of the girls was like, "Oh, I'm so jealous of you guys because you guys get to have a few drinks and stuff like that." And I was like, "This is the highlight of our day. Like we just played, and this is it." And I said, "Yo,
to
how
some
old are you?"
people,
Just
that sounds like a solid highlight.
And she hit me with she was like, my boys is like 40. One of them's 40, the other one's like 30. And actually, I think they both 40. But they're Asian, so they look a little bit younger, right? But she was like, "Oh, I'm probably older than both of y'all or all of y'all." Like, and then she was like, "I'm 29." I said, "Stop. Like, you gotta go." like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, "Yo," right when she said that, I was like, this little generation that's right under us, they're weird. And she didn't, and when I guessed, I was like, "Yo, you can't be like older than 31." She's like 29. I was like, "Oh, okay." Like, again, that's nothing too crazy.
Yeah, but I feel like every generation says the same thing about the generation underneath them.
No. These young dudes, look, that little meme where it says these young dudes right now, they way worse.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, every generation says the
access to
same.
things and the technology, bro, you can make a gun off of a 3D printer in 2 days.
I feel you.
You can do that back
I'm not
then.
saying it's not a legit thing. I'm just saying every generation has the same problem. Your music sounds like noise. Y'all weird.
No, I wouldn't say that.
All that, yeah, man.
I wouldn't say it sounds like noise. It's not painful. It's just these dudes is just in their sorrows. You think the music sound like noise, though, especially when we start off with Rakim. You're like so many generations removed from that shit. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'll take it. Hit my hand claps. Let's get to it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one that had me thinking that look, that boy Saquon was on the mission today. He wasn't playing with the Giants. Jimmy, fun facts. Gym equipment holds more bacteria than a toilet seat.
Sure does, but I'm never going. I'm never gonna not kick the toilet thing to flush it.
Yeah, I'm still not. Yeah, I'm not touching.
Like
that.
they be like, oh, you actually do more. I don't care.
I think a gym toilet seat's even nastier, fam. I was at the gym 3 weeks ago. Here's the thing, man. Look, I'm all for locker room culture, and I get it. Like we all got to do our thing, but god dang it, like the old guys that just be walking around holding their towel in their hand.
Hey,
my man bent over. His shit was like all the way down to his knees, like the like the back of his knee. I'm trying to look at the floor. I'm trying to look at the floor and put my pants on, and here go a kettlebell just dangling underneath it. I'm like, bro, you gotta relax.
Hey,
so yeah, no, what? Go ahead, hit me with some bullshit.
Just when you said the same thing you was talking about in the last segment about like I might not even care. That's part of not caring no more.
Fam.
You're just like, yo, for what? This shit don't
crazy.
even work.
He bare assed the seat.
Oh yeah, that's just not that's
Fam,
hygiene, right?
You know
there.
what I do? Let me tell you what I do when I get in there. I because I know this is my gym shit. I had a feeling before all this shit started. I was like, the gym's got to be the worst place, especially like a gym with a steam room, because people like to come in. Fucking Dodgers. People like to come in and like they like to go into gyms with steam rooms when they're sick. They like clear out their sinuses or whatever the case may be. So I know you're bringing germs in this motherfucker. I also know the dumbbells never get wiped down. I've never seen anyone wipe down no dumbbells, right? Or the bar, for that matter. Everybody always wipes down machines. Anyway, I get in the gym, right? I take my clothes off, but I stand on top of my shoes because I'm not even standing on that floor. So now I'm doing a great balancing act right now. Yeah. Because here's the problem. You step on that floor, you put your gym shoes back in that gym bag, your gym bag is now carrying whatever was on that gym floor. Did I tell you I saw that little thing they did where they like sprayed some shit on some people, like some glow in the dark shit, like the little touch? No. And then like they did it at like somebody's house at a party and then waited 3 hours and then they did the black light and found that shit everywhere. So that right there changed my whole perspective. I do all that. I get dressed. I spray down the whole Stairmaster. Most people only spray down the parts that they touch on the handlebar. No, I spray down the whole rail. I spray down the platform part. I wipe it off because usually that shit dusty anyway because no one cleans, right? And then when I'm done, I don't even clean that motherfucker because I was like, yo, the thoroughness that I did when I first started this shit should buy me not to clean it again because whoever's coming in here is only going to wipe the handles. And because of that reason, I say that Lex got it right because your workouts consist of working out and outside. You all right. You ain't touching like high contact areas and shit. Like I can't imagine you crossing the street touching it with your bare hand. I'm sure you use an elbow, right?
Crossing the street.
When you hit the crosswalk sign, you use your bare hand?
I don't even use that thing most of the time. I cross when I feel like I'm safe. Jaywalking.
Oh, you're a real one. The number 4 is the only number with the same amount of letters as its name.
I might have heard that one. I don't remember it though.
Yeah, that was a new one. Oh, this one got me. Ancient Romans used a variety of mouthwashes, including urine, vinegar, and wine, to maintain fresh breath with their teeth.
Fresh breath?
With urine. Hey, look, y'all.
I mean, maybe it'll kill some shit. That sounds like it works in one area. I don't know if it's gonna like smell good.
I read somewhere though, because see, that was our generation
vinegar
thing.
Kill everything, don't it? Been doing it for centuries. Put that vinegar in everything.
Am I on the same page as what you talking about? That's a snapback ingredient, isn't it?
Hey,
I want to say vinegar was an old snapback ingredient.
I think vinegar and everything, anything you need. Hey, that's the one. Sometimes I'll be like some DIY shit. Hey, how I get this shit off? Vinegar.
That's crazy, and we eat it.
Hey.
But I haven't had salt and vinegar chips in a minute though. But that used to be my shit. That little tang. I fuck with the tang. But putting urine in the mouthwash, that's kind of crazy. Oh,
ain't
that's
that what your
man
used to do?
Who?
Pacquiao?
Nah, for real.
Yeah, they said something like he used to drink his own pee because you pumped up or some shit.
All right, you know what? I could have went my whole life without knowing that. I ain't gonna even front. It was
pretty big news like 15 years ago.
I'm sure it was. I'm glad people and his wife's still there, so she probably do it too. Just drink it. You know, I'd be forgetting. That's the thing, though, right? Remember I told that story? He's like, "Why would you waste that?" Oh, but that whole little what's that shit called? When you get bit by a jellyfish or stung by a jellyfish and peeing on it, I heard that was a myth. That's like the worst thing to do. Like for years, I thought that peeing on that was like that sterilized it, but people said that it actually makes it burn more, and you can be introducing other things to your wound. So
I ain't heard that one. I think people get it mixed up with like a stingray. I think the jellyfish is fine, but I think if you get hit with a stingray, you don't pee on it. And
okay, that might make sense. I knew it was one of them.
You don't remember why, but I remember hearing something about it. But I don't know if the jellyfish shit's a myth.
Yeah, I'm not. Either way, I don't fuck with the ocean like that, so I have no fears of like getting stung and shit like that.
Hey,
it's not my thing. I'm not Bayou Poppy. Your elbow skin is the only place on the human body you can pinch as hard as you want with no pain.
No pain.
So my wife, I tried this earlier. So I saw this and I was like, no way. I did it to myself, but it's like usually when you do it to you, you
can't
expect
tickle
it.
yourself. You can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you start fucking with her.
I said, yo, let me see your arm real quick. I pinched the dog shit out of her. She didn't even complain. Now this is someone who, hey, what are you doing? Like,
let me see your elbow.
I wonder if it worked on the knee hurt. Oh, it's not that bad. You can live a little bit.
Yeah, but the elbow, like, it's like it don't matter.
There's nothing at all. Yeah. And now I feel like when that shit scrape.
Well, yeah.
You gonna feel the scrape easily. This one's crazy for y'all freaks out there. Most elephants weigh less than the tongue of a blue whale.
Hey.
Blue whale out here, sir.
Blue whale, the biggest mammal on earth.
Oh, man. Is it?
Out here getting it done. Blue whale.
No, there's another one. There's another one up in the Arctic Sea that they can't really get to because it's too cold. I seen it.
They can't get to him. He ain't. No.
I seen it, bro. I swear to God. Look, I knew we always land
biggest
somewhere.
animal in the world, the blue whale.
No, it's not. You're not gonna stop lying to the people. There's a bigger mammal out there, man. I swear to God. He's big as shit too, man. And there's only a few of them, but he's a.
So he's starting to sound more like bullshit every
I
sentence.
swear to God, man. I watched it. I can't remember where I was watching that shit on, man. I can't stand, man. Moogie Betts, I know. Anyway, you looking it up?
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God, there's another like a mammal that's out there.
The blue whale is the largest mammal in the world, reaching lengths up to 100 feet.
What's number 2? Give me number 2. Don't play
that
with
might
me.
be the largest and heaviest animals. Wikipedia. It might be harder to find that one.
What? You lucky I ain't got my phone.
Heaviest living animals. Number 2, the North Pacific. I guess right whale.
That's it right there.
Fam, this shit is almost half the size of a blue whale by these numbers.
All right, my bad. Hey, but I was close. There was something. I told you it was up north.
That's the part.
I told you it was
There's
up
a North
north.
Pacific one. There's a North Atlantic one. It's all whales.
The one that I'm talking.
The top 10, they're all whales.
That part I knew. I just didn't think it was the blue whale. Because when they showed it, the shit's big as shit. I ain't never seen no blue whale up close, though. It's not like they got him at SeaWorld.
That shit would be terrifying if you saw that shit.
What?
In real life.
A blue whale?
Yeah.
How long, how many feet are they?
100 feet.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the thing. Because if you did see it, you didn't see that shit in shallow water. One. Meaning you out in the middle of the ocean like, yo, this motherfucker's coming for me. You start.
They don't eat.
Right. But if you panic like that, you're gonna be like, you're not gonna be. But you're gonna be like, yo, faint. I look like the size of a plankton to this motherfucker right now.
Yeah, that's real. 100 feet is like from home plate to first base in Major League Baseball. That's 90 feet, so you still got another.
Then you start thinking about Pinocchio and yo, this motherfucker went all up in his guts and lived and crawled right back out.
This boy is crazy. I haven't seen. They need to revamp that movie. That's one that's
they did.
Did they?
They made it a live action.
It was like 10 years ago.
They did, yeah.
Or 15 years ago. They need to do it again. Go ahead, bring it back. Yeah, I don't even think you can get a blue whale in captivity. It's not even worth doing. You know how big the fucking tank would have to be? It had to be large as like Petco Park, like the field. Bigger than that. Because all he could do is just turn around.
I mean, that's kind of what they do now. Not blue whales, but like any animal in captivity. It's not like they got a whole bunch of...
The dolphins at least be hitting the...
them dolphins miserable as shit, man. They supposed to be out here moving.
They be hitting close to top speed
No,
in a circle. In a circle. Yo, I was listening to Jonah's podcast. This motherfucker said he wanted to be an eagle. He said they're endangered. He's like, so I be protected.
That dolphin hitting the circle in captivity. That's how I felt on house arrest. Trying to get my steps.
Hey, you would put your hand on the glass if you got a free field trip. I feel you, big dog. On the 28th of January, 1896, Mr. Walter Arnold of East Peckham became the first person to be caught speeding in a motorized vehicle. This is crazy. Mr. Arnold was spotted doing a heady 8 miles per hour, 4 times the 2 mile per hour speeding limit, and was pursued for 5 miles by a policeman on a bicycle. Fam, if I'm in a car and you chasing me on a bicycle in 1896, I got it, big dog.
No, because the thing is, the car wasn't moving like that, so the bicycle was okay.
Which is crazy, though. The bikes wasn't really moving because you can hit top speed cruising on these bikes about 12 miles per hour. I could do it.
And them Model Ts, man, they was, them American-made joints.
If he ran out of gas, I'd be sick. Oh, my God, I'd be sick. Oh, he's back? Or he been back?
He ain't do nothing.
All right, hit my hand claps. Ba 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 ba. Not working? Oh, you know what? I think I. No, I press it. I figured out what just happened. That's
what a catch!
Move your foot. There we go. All right, try it now. There we go. All right. Shit you wasn't outside for. Been a minute. Been a minute. You've dealt with the same problem because I've been over your mom's house plenty of times. And with that being said, you remember that era of using your TV as a mantle? Like putting up graduation photos,
the fatbacks,
cards, the fatbacks. And look, shit, we at my mom and dad's house right now. They got this whole little entertainment system here. Like I don't do good with that. I do good with just TV hanging on the wall with nothing underneath it.
My mom's a real big entertainment center person.
Yeah, what you like? Give me the scene.
Well, whatever most people's entertainment centers are, like you call it entertainment center, you got times that by 3 or 4 to cover the whole wall of the house.
God damn. I can't do it.
It's got fucking shelves and fucking.
Do you think
cabinets.
that's why you're a minimalist?
It's part of it.
Like even when you had your big house and shit like that, you didn't have nothing in there. Did you have a coffee table? No, huh?
Yeah, we had a coffee table.
Did you?
Like in the front thing? No, but that's different. When you got
like in front of say if we had a table right here in the middle right now, would you had one of those?
Not for the downstairs one, just because we had a daycare and there's just too many kids. It didn't make sense.
But if the kids was gone, would you have gotten rid of it? I personally don't have one for that reason, but I wouldn't get one either, though. I feel like it's a waste of space.
One. Yeah, I don't need that.
That's a waste of $400 too. Who wants that? I'm good, man. But yeah, that whole era of buying, they buy entertainment systems. Even this little wall, if you have an open wall by our front door, and you got that little fucking little shelf there, they just put all kind. To me, I don't want. This is my trauma of childhood. That's why I say shit you wasn't outside for. To me, I don't want to stack mail on shit. I need to go through it. If I need it, I need it. If I don't, I don't. I go paperless on a lot of my shit. But IRS, nothing I can do about it, or if somebody send me something, it comes in. But I try not to have anything where we keep paper somewhere. I'm from an era, and you are too, where people keep stacks of paper just somewhere for years or months, weeks.
Yeah.
My dad would stack up pieces of paper and put them on that back chair by the window right there. Should be gone. My ballot was in there. Matter of fact, we got to go over the elections next week. So you got your ballot and shit? Or you know the measures?
I'll look him up because I just found out that I was like, oh, can I vote?
Oh.
Yeah, I had to have that conversation.
You got an F?
A couple of them things.
But so you don't know if you can or can't?
No, I can.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, California.
Appreciate them in that regard. Kid cuisine.
With them nasty brownies.
Yeah, the brownie don't never get right when you put it in the microwave too.
They call that shit Salisbury steak.
You know what? I want to know what the sodium says on the back of those.
Shit, I bet you it's over 5.
You think so?
For the whole meal?
Oh, mac and cheese, the processed ass
That's
meat.
between 600 and 800.
Bro, this
Easy.
is why you're right. So I've been dieting, man,
Like
for
a
like the
can of
last 3
soup.
weeks. 3 months. I dropped about 25 pounds, but like I started getting like meal preps. Like if any of you guys follow us on social media, I shouted out Mikey's Meals. Shout out to Mikey, but the meal size is like the size of the kid cuisines.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, he puts like the sodium sticker and all that other shit on there. And the sodium's pretty low, right? It's probably like 200 per meal, which is pretty damn good, right? But I was like, damn, all them Lunchables and shit that we used to eat as kids, all the other, like that shit was not filling. But I was like, yo, we used to eat all that fucking salt, man. And that shit's probably going to come back and get our generation later on in the long run.
It's getting previous generation.
I
The
feel like,
hypertension, all the heart stuff, sodium is a big part of that.
yeah, that's
Because that's the thing too. A lot of these healthier things that you think you're getting, like, oh, this is healthier than all this other shit. And on the surface, it's like, yeah. But then you look at the sodium content, you're like, God damn.
yeah, you're right.
It's wild out here.
That's why, like, even like the Thanksgiving foods, like the more I learned about food, like each Thanksgiving, like there were Thanksgivings where I go for 3 plates.
I'm still doing that.
Yeah, I can't do it. Like whatever I get then is what I get, and I get excited for that because even that feeling of like the itis is unhealthy. We used to talk about that like it was funny.
That shit hurts more. Like I was never one that got hungover, so I can't really compare it to that. But I can imagine like the difficulties with that. The itis hurts so much more as you get older. Like I'm like, yo, because at first I'd be like, you know what, it's gonna be worth it. I'm gonna be uncomfortable for like an hour. I'd be like, man, I don't like this. And it's starting to tip the scale where it's like it might not be worth it no more to go crazy on this plate.
It's not. My boy, like I had a hamburger today and a fry, and that got me where I needed. He's like, you get some of these nachos. I'm like, bro, I'm not touching this. There was a time, bro, where I would just eat everything in sight.
Well, I know.
Oh, I know. Oh, man. It took us this long to get the title. Oh, I know. It's crazy. That's funny as shit, man. But, yeah, like that little big box meal on Popeyes right now, that'll touch me. I'll be good. I don't need to get anything else crazy off. Matter of fact, I've been trying to really increase my water intake. Because some of this hunger I be feeling is definitely just being thirsty. But it's hard for me to drink water when it's cold, but I gotta remember that.
Water keeps you full longer, and water helps offset all that fucking sodium.
Kids fundraisers, like the magazine subscriptions, parents taking chocolate to work.
Ooh, that shit different these days.
Bro, I brought that up because of you.
$30 popcorns, bro.
Fam.
Oh, yeah, you did.
That ranch shit was terrible. Did you try the ranch one? You didn't probably even buy it, huh?
Hell no, man.
You fucking cheap. How you don't support your old kids fundraiser?
Yeah, man, she bought a lot. I tried a couple of. It's good popcorn.
The cheddar one was cool, but the ranch joint was terrible.
We ain't get no ranch.
That whole experience, let me just tell you how that experience was as a consumer. Lex hit me up. His son was doing a fundraiser for school, I believe, right? Football for pop, and they did a popcorn thing. Here's where my gripe is, all right? I didn't tell him this because I didn't have time to text messages shit, and I just didn't give a fuck. I was like, yo, they got me. It's cool. They juiced me. The popcorn bag is the size of the 99-cent Cheeto bag.
Hey, this is the shrinkflation at his. I was like, woo! I thought this was gonna be a Costco size.
Fam, me too. The packaging is misleading. It's just an all white screen with the bag, so you don't know what size the bag is, right? So it's the size of a Cheeto bag, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? Then it was $30 or $25 for each bag. I was like, yo. So this little bag, I took a little bit and put it in the fridge. Like, I gotta stretch this. I gotta stretch this shit out. Then the ranch flavor, like my daughter was like, I can't do it. Like I can't. But she liked the cheddar joint or whatever the mix. I don't remember what it was. But I was like, yo, back in the day, your mom used to take your chocolate or your candy or whatever to school, ask all the people at work. You would go maybe either the church or your baseball practice or something and give your shit out. Lex sent me a link. There was no exchange between, me, his kids, or anyone. right? Not even him. We didn't even have to be there, right? He sent me the fucking link, and I'm like, yo, what happened to the experience of this? Like there was a whole thing of this. Hey, what are you selling for? How's your team going?
Well,
there's a whole social aspect that we're missing from that.
And to be fair, we didn't.
No, he said, fuck it, I'm going to get mine.
We were a little late on some of that, but a lot of those apps where you can do those fundraisers, you can add like a promotional video or something to kind of make up for that. We just didn't do it.
No.
Because we were too late.
That's everybody we're going to
like,
run
we're going to
into.
film the video of him answering those questions like, hey, I'm trying to play football, blah,
that makes
blah,
me
blah.
feel better about spending my 25
This and
though.
that. Like, we usually we get on that. Like, we've done that for like some of his like jogathons or other school shit. Man, but the school be asking way too much, and now that he's doing this football shit.
Do you feel like the
ain't
school is
gonna do-
asking too much, or do you think we got way more going on than our parents did?
No, because I mean, I feel like when we was growing up, we had like the magazine drive, maybe a chocolate candy sale, right?
Yeah.
These motherfuckers have fundraisers every week. It'd be the small ones, like, hey, go to Panda Express, we get 20% of the whole night,
Oh, they be doing that?
like every week, or some of the bigger ones, like, oh,
Rubio's?
no, not even just the food
That's
ones,
really
the
not
ones
bigger
the ones
than-
where they're just straight up asking for money, like, hey, give me cash. And yeah, and it's all the time. It's so many per year. And it's like, damn, like, this is one of the nicer neighborhoods. Like, you got all this property tax money. Like, what's good? But then again, maybe the other parents don't see it the same way, right? Because I'll tell you what, in that little fundraiser, G got smoked
Oh, for real?
real quick.
By who?
Like, the goal was $500 per player.
How much he
And
get?
we got like 520, so we made the goal. But his teammate, he had a teammate that was like $5,000.
No fucking way.
And I'm like, dog, like, one, maybe you got a big ass network.
Or maybe
But even the big ass network, everybody ain't trying to pay no $30 for no popcorn.
You sold $5,000 worth of popcorn?
The whole team,
He had the wrong job right now. Go ahead, get him signed up.
hey, the whole team probably did like 13, 14 grand in 24 hours.
Yeah, but shit, 5,000 is 50% though.
I know, but that's what I'm saying, like, to do that kind of volume,
Where'd the money go?
half went to pay for the popcorn and half went to. We got playoffs coming up. We had a first round bye. We about to smoke Skyline next week, and then we have a championship. That's for pop. Once we do that,
shit that you was talking about.
once we do that, now we're gonna start taking some games from out of town to see if we're really as good as we think we are. So there's a possibility we're gonna be going to like Arizona or LA
So they got to pay for the flights
or some other shit,
food and shit.
and yeah, stuff.
Don't
like
come back. Look, if you ask me, look, I ain't gonna even spread that. If y'all want to help fund Little G's trip to go to Arizona, please reach out to Lex.
Hey, well, I gotta reach out to PO, make sure I can go.
Make sure you get. Hey, you could use this. Hey, look, on at this minute mark, we were talking about this.
Premeditated. I ain't running.
Did I talk about starting five last week on shows to watch?
I think so.
I did, huh? I ain't got nothing new. I haven't watched any other new show or nothing like that. And Love is Blind recap. Are you all the way caught up?
All the way.
Everybody should be caught up by now. I'm sorry. You're mature adults like us. If not, I'll give you an opportunity to skim forward. Something's wrong with old girl with the kicker dude.
Yeah.
Like the whole, it's giving me the ick thing that she
That's
keeps
the Gen
saying.
Z thing, man.
This is why I said, yo, bless you for being out here right now. Because I want to say that old girl was like 26, 27. So she's not like really young. And then you quit your job to work there. That's even fucking crazier to me. I mean, not to work there. You quit your job to be there. And it's like, yo, you're getting on him about certain things, but it didn't make any sense. Then when her brother came and he was like, yeah, she's kind of rude to me like that also. And then I could see
Her parents called her out.
yeah, I was like, yo, you don't even see how you coming across.
No, she does. Because in that last episode I watched, she was like, yo, my parents said this. Y'all were saying like, hey, I'm the fun girl on the pod. We ain't seen that when you with him. We don't see that no more. What's up with that? She soaked all that in and then continued to shit on this dude. And they had that one conversation where he was like, yo, I feel like you talk down to me like we're not equals at all. She said, you can be an equal when you start contributing equally. And I was like, yo, that's wild.
For somebody without a job.
And she's just like, yeah, I feel like I'm teaching him everything and this and that. And I'm like,
when she said I turned you into a man, I said
I
you've
feel
known
you.
him for
Like
a month.
when they were making the pasta,
I figured out what happened.
and this
though.
fool went to the fridge to find the
felt
pasta.
that's
I was
you.
like, hey man, no, don't do that. When he said, hey, what heat should I have it on? You mean to boil water? Like I was like, oh shit, he's a little behind. But at the same time, even when he tried to stand up for himself, and she said, what bills you got? He said, I take care of my shit, blah, blah, blah. And he said, my phone, my car insurance.
He should never did that.
And he said, that's about it right now. And
he's like, I don't have to pay rent because I live at home.
But at the same time.
But I feel like she got mad at because of his circumstances.
She's hating.
Because his mom took, and his mom said, look, we wanted them to enjoy their childhood, play sports and shit. So maybe there was some things that I never taught him. But he got to experience a good childhood with us, and we got family trips out of it. And I was like, yo, I respect that.
And if you, like, finding a partner, a lot of times it's like, hey, don't you want someone to compliment your weaknesses?
Yeah.
Pick each other up. Now, you might not like the amount or the type of weaknesses he has, but you had a whole 10 days in the pod to figure a lot of this shit out.
Yeah.
And maybe you didn't. Maybe it's like, yo, I didn't even think to ask if you knew where the pasta went.
I just think she got annoyed with where he was at as a man.
No, here's what happened. She wanted somebody else. She figured out that wasn't a thing.
I don't think any dude would have put up with her, though.
No, not at all.
That's the thing. Like, the part that she don't... And here's the thing. To me, she's not that attractive.
Nope.
To be dealing with that, and that's why I couldn't see it.
To be dealing with that, because I think most men would agree the amount of crazy you're allowed to get away with is almost directly tied to how fine you are.
Or how much I think you're fine.
Right.
That's it.
And, hey, he thinks she's beautiful and all that. Cool, but nah.
Then my boy with the kids.
Here's what I hate. And
wait a minute. Tell the story real quick of what happened. One of the guys in the pod, he has... we
should have turned this into a whole segment.
We can now. We just recap it. One of the guys in the pod, this is why I love it, because all my homies is watching this shit now, too. And 90 Day Fiance. So I'm feeling real great now. Sometimes I trailblaze. Look, I got these Birkenstocks on. I done seen a few homies with some on. Jonah got him a pair too now. So, and I see you. Hey, look, could I do it? That's the face you looking at.
What I was
not
doing.
the price, but you could probably wear them if someone bought them for you. Maybe they'll buy me some for my birthday if I act sad enough. I'm fucking with you. My man in the pods was dating this girl, an African American couple, so I was rooting for him, real hard. Old girl finds out when they get out the pods and spent a few weeks together that he has, I think, 2 kids or 3 kids.
3 kids.
3 kids that he's a surrogate for. Now, my wife said she went down the line and found it, and that he's involved in the kids' lives and shit
all
like
the girls
that.
did. They went.
But I want to say that the mom looked like she was a little on the LGBTQ side.
That's what I was told. I didn't do no research myself, but here's the thing. It's one thing if you just a sperm donor and you don't, but when you're active into the kids' lives, which is fine, however you do it, however you get down, you ever get down, but you can't be...
Oh, you think he's wrong?
No. You can't be shocked that your partner's like, yo, that's kind of something I got to deal with. And that's a big thing for me that goes into my decision.
Not if I don't have see, here's why I didn't understand her. If they don't have my last name and I have no financial responsibility to them and I just go see them because it's my seeds, it's a weird situation. But I don't think I should be... But
that's a lot to process for somebody coming in because the whole Love is Blind process is really fast. So you're already processing a lot of information and trying to get yo, I got to marry this person in 3 weeks. Can I do it? And then to have this bomb dropped on you when you're already 2
weeks away too.
I got past all this and I feel great and we just got to keep going. And then boom, you're like, wait, what the fuck? And that was part of the thing I was talking about, right? I feel like each couple has had a big issue or a fight, and the way they're editing it, we don't see shit leading up to it. They go straight to the argument. They'll be going down, they'll sit down, the music get real low, and they got that irritated look like they got to have a serious talk. I'm like, yo, what the fuck just happened? They were just fucking in the last scene.
That's how I was feeling about Ramses.
Yeah.
An old girl. Her mom is...
and the other one, when the other black couple, and dude, I was like, man, he seems like he big tripping right now. And then he just walked out yeah, this is rap.
I understood
you fell
him,
asleep.
He put a little extra sauce on it when he said, I don't want to ever see you again. Dog, you know you gonna see her again, man. They gonna do the little... he's like... But I also felt like his way of dealing with shit, like he had so much fucking trauma that like his mom was even saying like, "Oh, I do that," and I seen his dad's face like, "Yo, I hate when you do that shit." But we've been together so long that I put up with it. But he likes to just walk away and then be like, I don't want to add to it, bro. You're adding to it by walking away. You can say, "Hey, I don't want to have this conversation or whatever right now. Can I chill for a little bit?" Don't just walk away.
But yeah, if you're used to being single and kind of selfish with it, that's just probably what you're going to do because it's the most comfortable for you. I can understand that, but whew, it's a lot going on. It's going to be... I never really care about the wedding episode. Like I said, I'm a big love hater, so
I care about that.
I want to see who gets left.
Who do you think is going to make it? I only think one, the nerdy couple. Maybe. And even that one, right?
And
that
they're
nerdy couple,
after the past episode and a half, they are now a maybe.
do you think she's validated? If my ex hit me up, right?
Here's
and we on this show for a month.
She is valid.
Fuck no. All right,
Here's why she's valid.
Let's go.
Here's why she's valid. Because he did switch his story, and it's like, hey, and for his own whatever reason, even if he's telling the truth, cool, whatever. The problem was what he said to his ex. There was nothing wrong with that, but the fact that the red flag came when it's like, yo, all I wanted him to do was shut it down. It appears that's what he did, but he still lied about it. I can understand why she's upset about that. Maybe not to the same level, but like I can understand the anxiety of like, damn, my ex hit me up, and you're not going to get the benefit of a doubt, so you just come up with like what you think is a tiny lie and it just gets out of control. I get that.
But, okay, so then we're on the same page, right? Because I don't know how you're going to take it. Number two, right? If I'm not putting a lot of stock into something, or even his response that he said, I don't know, because we didn't see the messages and I don't think she did. The response that he said was, "I'm in a relationship right now and I'm about to get married.
I found somebody, I'm about to get married." He was shutting it down.
Yeah, at that point, why the fuck do I have to say anything? Why are you getting so mad to the third degree?
She's getting mad because when she asked about it, he said, "I didn't respond."
How did she find out I missed that part?
Because the editing, they didn't tell us. It just happened. They just went straight to the argument.
Yeah, I was like, yo.
They were walking into the party and she's like, "I'm pissed." And I was like, what?
Maybe
and then
these
they have
all
this
things
whole
that are being
story.
found off camera or something.
No. They're either going to have a hell of a fucking reunion where they're just going to dump all this footage, or they're really fucking everything up. And I'm extremely disappointed.
Yeah, because like this season,
it's good.
It's good, but I'm missing gaps.
You're missing these big things.
Yeah, that matter. That like to the point where I don't even like looking the shit up because I don't want to find it somewhere else.
I don't look at nothing.
Yeah, I don't look it up because people go find they start to go find these people after episode 3 and shit and look them up.
Yeah, I don't do all that, and plus I have a lot of people in my life that do it, so I'm gonna hear it anyway.
Yeah, I'm good. Are we missing a couple? Ramses, we talked about him. We talked about both black couples, and then this one.
Hey, your man's.
Oh yeah. What did he do? Big guy.
Oh, your man's with the fetish?
Yeah.
That was getting his shit off? We didn't see what he was getting off, but it sounded like, hey.
That sounded kind of crazy. The edit that they gave us was like, yo, like, and your cum fetish? I was like, yo, that's kind of crazy. Like, what is she talking about right now? And then I think he said he wanted to get pegged.
The thing is,
or he liked getting pegged.
The funny part is, 2 episodes before that, when I'm watching this shit, I said that shit. I said he looked like the type of dude that's trying to get pegged.
That's crazy.
When he's up in the mirror, tightening the back of his pants to look at his ass shape. I'm like,
he did that?
Yeah, he was doing all that shit.
That's kind of crazy.
I was like, yo, yeah, that's him.
That's crazy.
None of that shit was surprising.
No way. No way.
I'll tell you what, though. If I was still drinking, a Love is Blind drinking game, whenever he was like, you're right. Anytime he said, you be drunk as fuck.
Well, that's when you know you got him. There's nothing else you could do at that point. I didn't see that coming, but she was weird too. Like, I love that you thought you were like 1/19th black.
I love the fact that you love that you're barely black. I was like, what? And the fact that when they were talking about
coming from a black woman,
they were talking about it initially, and the fraction 3/5 came up. Like, yo, you can't play around with that one. You couldn't say 3/4 or 25%. You had to jump to 3/5.
That shit crazy, man.
Is nobody here? I didn't see nobody talk about that.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, we're getting far removed from like decency in society. You try to tell me this is the worst it got, dog. This is the well, now we not giving a fuck no more. We just letting everything
And
fly.
then your girl, back to the kicker, dude. When they were meeting everybody else, and the old girl came in, her best friend in the world.
Yeah.
How is that your best friend in the world? These
Yeah,
people
you
are
just met
fucking
her.
weird, man.
You just met her.
They're so weird.
She's like, oh, she's my best friend in the whole wide world, and she told me that she's attracted to you. I was like, yo, you gonna feel stupid when you go.
You just gonna talk to my best friend in the world like that? I was like, wouldn't you want your best friend and your fiance to get along?
And what she
and be
said
able to
wasn't
come?
inappropriate. And,
No.
and I also feel like, look, if I'm on the show, you got to let me get my shit off with my second pick when I meet them.
Well, that's how they were fighting, because she was like, the semantics of, you said you didn't need closure. He's like, I don't. I was just having a conversation.
Because the fuck if he needed it or not.
Whatever it was, just let it happen.
Yeah. He didn't even get closure. He didn't say, I'm having this
But
conversation
no.
for
The
closure.
thing is, she knew she was wrong, because that last part of the argument, she started it, right? She started it.
Oh, I know what she
He
did.
talks he says, yo, this
Hey,
is what it is. I love
I
you.
rooted for him.
And then she goes, let's just go to bed. We don't even got to talk about this right now. I was like, bitch, you brought this up.
He
It's
been-
1:30. I was like, oh, you got her on the ropes. You got her on
He
the
started
ropes.
talking this shit. I was like, go ahead, go you.
Then she just walked out, and he kept talking. I was like, all right, man.
And then, that's when yeah, I know that. We all know that tone.
Yeah, man, you ain't gonna get no apology
You're not
more than
gonna-
that.
you're
So
not getting
just
anything
take
any
the little,
better.
take the little peck on the lips
You
and
ready
go to
to
bed.
bed? Oh, can you take my socks off for me? Like, yo, if you don't get the fuck up out of here. Oh man, I be getting up. My wife. We get in with this. My wife was arguing with me during the week. It was like a simple shit. It wasn't nothing crazy. Let me just make sure she don't want me having her looking crazy out here. But I started watching The Penguin. Oh, I did. I can say that. I started watching The Penguin on Netflix. The shit was already watched, episode 1. I was
Oh
like,
no, it's a legit argument coming.
I was like, who the fuck watched the episode? I was at the gym watching
I
it, right?
support you.
So then I get home, and I'm like, yo, The Penguin kind of fire, because remember I told y'all that.
See if she talked to me.
Yeah, but she was like, oh, yeah, we watched it. I said, the fuck we watched this? She was like, a couple of weeks ago.
She said we as in you and her.
Yeah, but when she said this shit, though, Lex, I thought she was really trying to trick me into saying that, like, because, like, dog, you know, DC, Marvel, that's my shit enough to where it's like, I'll watch the movie. I probably won't buy the action figure and go downtown, but I'll watch all this shit. So, like, the only Penguin I remember was the last one that came out maybe about 4 years ago with the little skinny dude with the long nose, right? It was on one of the little networks, and I was like, yo, we watched that one. She's like, no, we watched this one. I ain't never seen this one before. She's like, yes, you did. I said, man, I don't remember this. Remember I asked you, and you said, I said, man, I don't. Maybe you put it on, and I wasn't paying attention or whatever, and fell asleep. She's like, yeah, you did. I said, you could have led with that.
She's trying to get her shit
Right?
off.
But I was like, you know what? You right. My bad. If you did say it and I wasn't paying attention or whatever, then you're right. It happened.
I can't let that poor memory get.
Yeah,
'cause
but
they
even me
gonna
saying
win
you right
every
wasn't
time.
enough. Even you right wasn't enough. It was like, yo, let me still have my attitude. We can't get past this? God damn, man.
Oh
Fuck.
no, I thought you was going somewhere different.
Nah, go ahead. You can go there too.
No,
We go anywhere. Sound crazy. All right, man, let's get up out of here. 3 cheers.
I thought you already did that.
I did that already, huh? And I did it for my wife too. All right, we good. Shout out to us. Happy anniversary. Anything for you?
2 years and things, huh?
Shout out to Eastlake football. They got the playoffs coming up next Saturday if you want to come support them. Also, they got the state stuff going on. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying right now. They're going to come out with the info soon. It's late. I'm ready to
They
go.
gonna come.
We out.